gracious.
Happy Wine Wednesday.
Happy Wine. Are we on time? Nope. Oh, look at this.
Minutes.
Why is this
Couple
aim
minutes
so
past.
high? This is so crazy. I'm going to help fix this. Go ahead and start the day off. Let us know. What are the rules?
So here's the rules. This is our personal development drinking game. And so whenever you see a sassy look by myself or this guy, typically coming from this guy, we drink. So shout it out when you see a sassy look and we'll drink.
Hopefully this doesn't look too terrible. Oh, all right. And
So-
also, if you agree with something or you like something in the video, go ahead and put the cheers things up. We will drink with you. Excited to do so. Let's start off with some introductions.
Yes.
So I am with the lovely Andrea Tipton. She is the writer and author on the blog site for remembertobreathe.online, and it is very powerful, very emotional, and we haven't had a soul yet who's read it, who's been like, oh, I can feel you, girl. So
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're here.
I'll be catching up on some of those posts this week, so stay tuned. And I am sitting here with the amazing Rick Yee, who is the author of a book,
Everything is a Choice.
Everything is a Choice, and also health coach, mindset trainer, all of the above, right? So tonight we really wanted to take some time and talk about mindset training. Towards the end, we will be giving away a little something that has to do with mindset training, which is super exciting. And also the first time we've ever done this before.
We've never done that before, yeah.
So that's super exciting.
Really.
So tonight, you guys are really going to see me interview Rick as the mindset trainer to take a deep dive into mindset training. So many of you guys have taken advantage of mindset training and what it's been able to do for your lives physically as well as mentally is truly incredible. And from the moment when someone started until where they're at now in 12 weeks, it's a night and day difference in a lot of these people. And it truly is such a beautiful reminder that this is why we do what we do. This is why he takes the time and creates this content to put it out there so that way people can take advantage of it and really help change lives. Truly, that's what this is doing. You know, so many people, we live our lives, our adult lives, one way without really even getting to know who we truly are or some of the things that hold us back, why we do what we do. There's so much behind that. And most of us go through life just being okay with who we are, and that's great too. But what if you can untap some potential to make you even greater? This guy will be able to do that for you for sure. So, any questions?
I mean, I think that's...
Before I fire away my questions. Okay, so I'm sure everybody's well, clearly we're all on social media, right? You guys know there's a coach for everything, right? When I first met Rick...
Even coaches have coaches.
And he told me that he was a health coach, I'm like, of course you are. Of course you also coach, because everybody I meet is a health coach, a fitness coach, a coach. Everybody's a coach for something. Everyone has their niche and do this, they do that, right? I've had other coaches and I've worked with other people. I've even been to counseling, worked with counselors.
Yep.
And so when he was telling me about mindset training, I was like, oh, here we go again. What are we going to do? Talk about my feelings? And a little bit, yes. But it was, to my surprise, very different than anything I had ever experienced before, including going to counseling. And so I want to start off just by saying that, going to counseling, at least for my experience, it's a lot about asking me questions, me sharing my thoughts and a lot of my feelings, right? One thing I found is going through counseling is that, yes, it would help me work through things and help give me a little bit of awareness, but I never felt that good closure about, wow, this is what I need to do to move forward and to live a better life.
Yep.
Never the thing. I was always like, I feel better because I got it off my chest and I was able to vent.
But there's no
But how am I
action. There's
using,
nothing to do.
I don't have any tools. Like, how can I even use this? So one thing that Rick has been able to help me do. I mean, the list is very long. But originally, I hired him for a month for $1,500. And at the time, I was like, that seems a little expensive. Telling you, I would have paid that 10 times over for the amount of information I was able to get from this guy. Not only was I dealing with no confidence, emotional eating, no energy, lack of motivation, was putting all my time and energy into work.
Yeah, you're doing the martyr system. You were giving everything to everybody else. Yeah.
Everything went to everybody. And then at the same time, I wondered why I was feeling the way I did. Rick was able to open my eyes to so many things. The reasons why I did the things that I did. And like I said earlier, you know, we live our lives wondering, not even wondering, but just dealing with why we do the things that we do. And not even stopping for a moment and say, wait a minute, have I ever thought this is why I do this? I never did. I just thought, oh, I must be the only one. In working with him, he helped me understand that I wasn't in this alone. A lot of people that had the same struggles I went through, but also gave me the tools that were necessary in order to make a change. And I will tell you, over 100 pounds later, I think 120 at this point, I have to like add it all up. Not only that, but also the fact that everything in my life has completely changed, from having more confidence, having more awareness, being a better mom, being a better friend. Everything has changed. And all this information truly was me taking it from Rick and just applying it and practicing it on a daily basis. And so I wanted to open up this conversation, just sharing a little bit about that. I know I've shared my story before, and I'm not really doing it justice right now either, but it truly is, if I can tell you guys, mindset training, when I say it changed my life, I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I am telling you 100%. It changed my life. If I wouldn't have had this training, I don't know where I would have been, to be honest with you. I was not in a good place. And so I'm confident in saying that because I also know that the people that are going through mindset training now and being on that first class with them and seeing what they sound like and they feel like and their emotions that they say, to see them coming out of that 12th week, and honestly, it doesn't even stop that 12th week. Usually it's 4 weeks or even 3 weeks. You notice a difference immediately where their spirits are uplifted. They're happier. They're becoming more active. They're doing things better for them so they can be better for other people. And that's truly why this is so beautiful and why so many people are having success with it. And I chose this for the topic tonight because we talk about mindset training a lot.
It's every day.
We post it out, mindset training coming up, right? And I get a lot of direct messages about mindset training, people inquiring, right? And the thing that I get a lot is, well, how much is it? And it's $99, right? That's no surprise. Like, that's what we sell it for, right?
For now,
right? Until a couple days.
We are dramatically underpriced in the
so
market.
$99, right? And the responses I get, and believe me, I understand it too. But if I told you $99 for 4 weeks will change your life and get you on track to becoming a better version of yourself, I'm telling you it will be worth it.
Well, people have made that claim a million times for everything. They make that with chocolate.
Right.
So like you hear it, like it sounds like lies now. Like there's no way anything can be that good because there's a lot of negativity out there, a lot of shysters, a lot of people who claim it. Right.
And just so everybody's clear too, as a reminder, we are not in network marketing. We don't try to sell things and then have people selling things for us. We don't do any of that. We are very transparent. This is what we have.
Sounds like a great idea, though. Sounds like maybe Maybe we should listen to these people.
But it truly is. There's no like, oh, send me a direct message and guess what? I'll be calling you and then knocking on your doorstep and showing up at your house unannounced.
If you get 3 and they get 3 and they get 3.
We don't do that at all. We truly, our goal and purpose is to help other people live better lives.
Well,
and let me just say this one thing.
You're right.
And then we'll get into the interview. Because you can tell I'm so passionate about this because truly...
You're doing good. You're doing really good.
I'm so passionate about it because I see what it's doing for other people. Not only myself. I mean, 2 years later, and I still attend some of the trainings just to have a refresher to keep it fresh in my mind. Because the more you hear it, the repetition behind it makes you even stronger. So yeah, we are very much direct and transparent about what we do. And... in the process of upgrading some things, so that's all I got to say about that. Let's jump into questions.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
Here we go.
So talk to us a little bit about your every coach that's out there, right, has a niche or something they do, right?
Yes.
What would you say is your thing?
Well, first I want to say, for that first 10 minutes of this video, cheers to you. Thank you for that amazing intro. That was very good.
No, thank you.
That was awesome. That was very good. And it's true. The thing that I've noticed, and I'm getting certified as a coach. I've gone to coaching conventions. I see all the people there. And I would say a solid majority are people who are just trying to figure out what their thing is. And to figure out what your purpose is, what your expertise is a very difficult thing, not just for a coach, but for everybody. Every single one of us is struggling to find their purpose. And it is a difficult track to run, but I think this is where I've stumbled in through the way that I see things and recognizing through my practicing of awareness that I see things differently than other people see things. And at first, that's a curse, until you learn how to practice and focus this power like it's a X-Men superpower, like I just got mind powers or something. And my recognition that I see things in a very logical and progressive way to say, there's choices right there. There's opportunity everywhere. Where someone sees, oh, this thing sucks, I go, the thing that would fix that would change the world. You know, there's options that are there. You can complain or do something. You can see the options are always there. Oh, my boyfriend sucks or my girlfriend sucks. I'm like, well, you don't have to stay with them. That's one of the options. You can maybe improve the situation by learning more about them, or you can just complain all the time. It's all choices. It's always in front of you. And I think that's when I realized that through interviews and all the stuff that we've done, that it's all choices. Everything's just a choice.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. And, you know, he just put out a video today that was honestly
brutal.
Is my favorite video he's ever done before. And I've watched many inspirational people. Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Brene Brown is another one I've recently been listening to, and a lot of TED Talks, a lot of this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. One thing that I'm realizing is these people are all wonderful. They're all talented in every single way. One of the things that Rick is able to do is break things down in a very different way. A very different way. And this last video he just posted up today is truly was like made my mouth drop, like, oh my gosh, no one talks about this stuff.
Yeah. But
this is so real. It's real stuff, you know. And when you go through mindset training, one thing, my favorite thing that he does is not only share the very beginning part of the video, but the second half, and honestly the majority of mindset training is a group of people with him leading it. And he spends time with every single person within this group in working through their challenges, working through their successes that they're having. So most mindset trainings you go to, you hear the session, you hear a seminar, mm-hmm. and then you're done.
The lecture,
thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Rick spends time with every single person that is on there and coaches them individually, and also on the side as well, limited amounts, but that is something that he also does too. So people are leaving like with the tools that they need to be successful and continue on that next week, and then come back and say, wow, these are the things I accomplished this week. This is how I'm feeling. So there's a lot of one-on-one with mindset training that you do offer. And I think that's where a lot of the power is.
That's where all of it is.
Because now you've made friends with the people that are in mindset training, having each other's backs, looking out for each other, and supporting one another. And that's wonderful in itself, you know? And I see what it is that you're doing and how you're able to break things down. And again, it's so different than anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
And it's
It is
working. And that's what it is. It's working, and it works consistently.
Every graduate of the program is considerably different than when they started, in a very positive way. And every single class that we do is designed to give you something to practice, not just listen to.
Right.
And that changes everything. When there's an action that gives you control, it changes the whole thing. And I see a lot of people go like, so tell me what it was that was bothering you. Like, I just really felt like, you know, nobody could hear me. And then you go like, do you feel better now? And they go, yeah. But there's nothing to practice after that. It's just a recognition that, okay, some people haven't heard you, but then there's nothing to do to make it better, and the cycle continues. And it's different that we do the formula to go, let's work on something.
And we've had people that have said, they've written us and said, you know, I have been in counseling for over 10 years, and what you were able to uncover in the amount of 2 weeks is the exact reason I was going for counseling for 10 years.
Yep.
That in itself is mind-blowing to me. 10 years.
I've had messages people have sent me that said even 1 hour with you was better than 10 different therapists I've sat with. And I'm not. That's not even my quote. That was a direct quote. I'll have to send that message, you know, screenshot it or something. But
yeah, people
have said like literally 1 hour with you was better than just going to therapy with 10 different therapists. What's up, Jess? And so like there's more to this than just how simple it is and what we're explaining. It really is. There's a lot to it.
And it is. And yeah, I could go on and on about it. So
right. What's your next interview question?
So. We already talked about, you know, what makes you different.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
we talked a lot about that. Talk to us a little bit about, I feel like I've answered most of your questions that I wrote down.
You did.
That's weird. Never do that. I've written down all the questions to ask you, and I've answered them all for you.
Yep.
I'm the worst. I am the worst at that. Okay, so what? Seriously.
You did. I was just letting you do it.
How many more questions? Just kidding. So, okay. So what has been your biggest success story? One of them, because I'm sure you can't probably just pick one.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a lot of people are doing things that are amazing. I mean, I'm going to kind of group a few things together on this one, you included. The thing that's amazing is that I'm watching people do things they were afraid of doing before because they were worried about being judged or worried about people attacking what would be their confidence and making them feel alienated or not good enough. And by recognizing the tools that we do in our mindset training, it's empowered people to realize they have full control over all the situations on how to handle it. In which case, now we've seen a big upbringing like of your blog. I know Tiffany Stevens' podcast, Sarah's blog, just came out. There's content being created now that wouldn't have been there if people didn't take the mindset training to realize the power that they have and the influence they're able to make on others. And that makes me so proud to see people who always had a dream to do better and just never had the courage to do it, now have the courage to say, whatever, if they're going to judge me, they're going to judge me. I'll handle it when it comes up. And that changed everything for people. And now I've done Tiffany Stevens' podcast. You can check that out. It's called The Dynamite Life. Andrea's blog, remembertobreathe.online. So powerful, so real, so candid. Sarah just posted hers today, and she's like, I got plenty more to come, and I'm going to help a lot of people. And it's beautiful to see her transformation and the transformations of people in the group. I love talking with people like Jess, who even talking to clients is completely different. She goes, now I can see because my level of awareness is higher and the questions and answers are so different than it used to be before this. And it's only been weeks. Not even a handful of months changes everything.
Yeah.
The way you really see the world is different.
And it totally is. And it's hard to even put into words. And I think this is why I get so passionate about it. It's hard to put into words what you've been able to do for people. And even myself, I'm truly night and day a different person. Yes, I put in the work. Without the tools that he's been able to give me, I wouldn't be as far along as I am, for sure. I wouldn't have the awareness and the confidence that I have now, right? And to say, I think when you compare the lives of, if anyone's sitting on this live tonight thinking yeah, these are some of the things that I would like to have back in my life. Maybe you feel like you've lost it. Maybe you feel like, I've always wanted this. I've always wanted to take a leap and to go out and get this thing, or always wanted to try something new, or always wanted to lose 30 pounds or 50 pounds. And my whole life I've been struggling with this, and I can never seem to stick with anything.
I'm an emotional eater.
I'm an emotional
you don't
eater.
Understand my blight. You don't know what I've been through.
I'm so busy. My everything's a priority in my life. Whatever my relationship, I'm struggling in my relationship right now. And we're not getting along. We're not able to communicate. But we want to stay married, or we think it's time to set. Whatever the case is, I'm telling you guys from someone that has been through it. Take a leap and just try it out for 1 month. Just try it out. I guarantee you it will change your life. Which is a powerful statement. I don't usually say like that. Try it and it'll change your life. Sounds like an infomercial.
It does sound like
I swear to you. I swear to you, it will change your life. I promise you.
Yes.
It's so freaking good. It really is. Oh, I'm getting hot.
Yeah, something I do want to let people know that's different. Here's the thing that's different from me, from a lot of programs or coaches out there. And even my editor of the book, when she was reading the book, she's like, I hate self-help books. They're so preachy. It's so annoying. And my stuff is not self-help books. And I have to be very, very clear. My stuff is self-awareness books. And the difference is I don't tell you how to live your life. I never ever impose my views of how you should do things. That's not what my thing is. My thing is being able to teach you how to see that your opportunities to choose are different than you think they are. Things didn't happen to you and you had to do certain things. Opportunities opened up. You may not have liked them, but you had to pick an option still. And once you start stepping back and looking at the different choices you've made to lead you to the spot you are, the blame that you give other things starts to go away, because you realize I'm the one who kind of chose this path to be in this place right now, and I can choose to get out of it too.
Right.
And when you start recognizing that you have the power to make the decision of what happens next, you no longer need me to say, here's what you should do. You have the tools to be able to go, all right, what do I want to do? And then you're able to see that your choices are everywhere around you. They're always happening, and we're making stupid ones. Do you want ice in your drink? Should you be with this person? Should you not be with this person? Should I leave this job? Should I take this job? What am I going to wear to this interview? The choices happen millions of times a day, and we just take things for granted. Even how you take a compliment is a choice. If someone says, wow, you're amazing, and you go well, you don't really know who I am, or you're just saying that. It's all options. It's all choices. That's what I do that's different.
And I also think one of the things that you do that is very different is that we always see ourselves as who we are, right? People around us see us as one way. When you have an outside person that's looking at you and hearing what you say, you have a non-biased approach to your direct situation, which is pretty powerful because sometimes you live your life and you don't realize some of the things that you do or some of the things you say because you're so used to saying them, and the people around you are so used to saying them, and they're not going to challenge you. And that's one thing that happens in mindset training, is that you show up and you'll start to say things, or you might start to share things without even realizing that's something you're doing. And that's one thing that Rick is not shy about. He'll do it in a respectful way. Say, hey, did you understand that you're doing that? And so many people, just from that sentence, have had these light bulb moments like, I've been doing this my whole life.
Oh.
I never realized I did that.
There's
and
been
again,
some oh shit moments for sure.
it goes back to that awareness. And
Yep.
I think the awareness is the biggest thing.
It's the first thing we teach.
And the most powerful thing. You know, I'm even teaching it to my kids. It's made, like I said, it's made me a better mom, teaching it to my girls, where now my girls are becoming more aware and sharing with me some of the things that I do that I need to be aware of, but also their friends too. So it's all in all super powerful. Do you want to see what Seymour is?
Yeah, for Selena, or at least both.
Lisa is first. I can't see.
Okay.
Lisa O'Neill.
See, we talked for 45 minutes, hung up on him twice accidentally, but it was a huge impact. I think it's because you really do truly care, and you can feel that. Yeah, we did have to go over because you were having your heart condition. That's true, and I hope you're doing better.
Yes.
I have not done your program, but I have done some others. I agree it's been far more impact than consulting or therapy, or counseling or therapy. I find doing this every few years keeps me growing. Even if you are ready, if you are ready to be honest with yourself, mindset training is effective, worth every penny I've paid for.
Absolutely.
Good call, Selena.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. And there's a huge misconception on what's going on, and there's good ones and bad ones. It's really difficult to know the difference because there's a lot of people who do it as a hobby, and then there are some people who are just damn good at it. But I think that's the thing that you need to recognize, is that each piece is another piece of the puzzle of your life. And not anybody's one program is the answer to all of it. Everything that is a choice is a very logical approach to your emotional intelligence. And that's what this really is. We break down the what are things, what are the skills you're going to use, what's your awareness level, can you see the options in front of you. None of these are necessarily how to cope with the emotions that you attach to problems. And so this is a very important half of the equation of how we do things, to realize that you're powerful enough to be able to handle all situations. Now, to handle the emotions, there are other people who they want to talk only about feelings, and that's what they do. And so this is a big part of what it is and who we are as people. Now, some people are stronger in the emotional part to it, and they need to add the logical perspective to give their control and power back. And some people see things so black and white that they may need to be able to access their emotional intelligence towards how they see things, because they repress and push things down and they're a walking volcano. Everybody is going to be a little bit different, but the patterns end up continuously being the same. And that's where the tricks and tips that we bring into the equation makes it so people have a damn chance to be able to fight back against the stuff that's always happening that they feel a victim of. This stuff happens to me all the time. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck. You hear people constantly saying things all the time that reinforce whatever their perspectives are. But if you realize that you can see everything just a little bit different by raising your level of awareness and look for opportunity and choice, instead of accepting that things are just going to always be bad, well, there was good stuff right there. You walked right by it. I didn't want to look at it. I was too busy with the bad stuff. Well, that's where your perception and awareness is at right now. It doesn't mean your options don't exist. It just means you don't know how to look for them yet.
Right.
And it's a pretty tough thing for people when they have that aha moment. It may be in our belief talk, it might be in the awareness, it could be in taking inventory, it could be recognizing which parts are the whys for why you do things, it could be breaking down your motivation, it could be in accountability. There's so many things that we practice in this that give you power. It's more than just watching videos, it's more than just memes, it's more than just don't you feel better that you talked about it? No, what do I do about it? and then you take your power back. You take it back. And that's one of the options. You take your power back. No one gives it to you. It's like respect. It's not given. You earn that. You take it back.
Right.
You want to see what Selena said?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what she got. I don't have my iPad with me here. Realizing we always have a choice, traumas aside, is empowering. We may not like the repercussions of our choices, but we have one. I don't have to go to work each day. I do have a choice. The repercussions of being fired isn't appealing so much, so I choose to go to work. The line of thinking changes so
You're
much.
absolutely right.
100%. And yeah, you're right. Traumas happen, and I think that it's a very crazy thing with traumas. I've been through trauma. A lot of you have been through trauma. You've been through trauma. The thing with trauma is it's something that happens, but some of the most amazing things come from people who have been through trauma. And that's where the choice part comes in. So a bad thing may happen, but it opens up an opportunity to a universe you didn't even know existed. You know, there are people who have been injured, and then they make an impact in the world of people who have also been injured like that never even knew existed. You know, I'll give an example, like Ben Pearson. They would say he was born without being able to use his legs, and that would be a very traumatic thing, and things are so tough it's impossible. But this guy has taken his trauma and is now able to make such an inspiring impact to so many people, where many others in his situation would just be like, well, I'm just going to be depressed and I'll eat and I'll be sad and life gave me a shitty hand. But this guy has turned into an inspiration machine because he goes out every day. He's coaching teams. He's the Ben Pearson Beast Mode 100 Challenge. He's the guy in the wheelchair who makes all your excuses look stupid.
So true.
Like, anytime I start sitting here going like, I don't know if I want to, I go, Ben would do it.
Ben's doing it.
Ben would do it, and it would make me look stupid, so I gotta go do this. It's one of those things where the trauma now opens up opportunity too. Is that fun? No, it sucks. No, I will recognize some things aren't great. But what are you going to do about it is where the choice comes in.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Absolutely. And Selena, I think you're right. She says the trauma can make me a victim or victorious warrior, and you're absolutely right. And I think so many people can naturally go into being the victim when there's something that's traumatic that happens, and then you have other people that learn to work through it, and then that becomes their new you, you know, and they use it in a positive way. And again, it goes back to a choice in that situation and how you're working through it and kind of where you want to fall.
Well, nobody's ever talking about the emotional intelligence to be able to recognize that those are options. We get caught in our own web of sadness and guilt and shame and worry and concern and embarrassment, and like we lose our confidence and we build up so much doubt. We doubt ourselves on everything. And the result ends up becoming that I can't see my choices because everything's so cloudy with negativity that all I see is pain.
Right.
And nobody ever teaches anybody to go, yes, pain is one of the options, but next to it there's opportunity there to do some awesome shit too.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, but do you see all my pain?
Right.
I'm like, yes, but there's good stuff too. You have to be able to learn both.
You do. And you talked a lot about the what, right? And you know, with mindset training, it starts with the why. And I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that's also one of those buzzwords.
Is it because you answered all the questions?
Yeah.
You're cute.
Yeah. Thank you. Just kidding. So,
sorry, I was reading.
When we start mindset training, there's a little bit of homework that talks about the why, right? And I always like to tell people about this because when you ask people, what is your why? You get a surface answer, right? We've talked about this multiple times on lives.
Always, yeah.
But for those of you guys that have done your why, you can throw up an emoji. You'll definitely understand this. Yeah. When you are like, oh, this is a worksheet. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. Done. 2 minutes, flat, done.
What do I want in life? Happiness and health.
Right. Why do I do it? For my kids.
For my kids.
Right? Okay. Then you get some feedback when Rick is like, what do you really want?
Well,
what do you really
that for?
want?
What are you
Right.
gonna
Why
do
do you
when you
want
have
it?
that?
Right.
Yeah.
How you feel when you do have that, and really break it down. And that's where mindset training really starts. Like that is kind of the uncovering the first layer of everything. Why do you want what you want? And the reasons that you think right now that you want the things that you want are not going to be the reason why. I'm telling you that right now.
Never is.
Never is. I don't think we've had one person that's filled it out and we're like, nailed it.
Not one.
No, it's usually like, let's go a little bit deeper.
There's always a few
And then
levels
everybody's
up.
crying.
Everybody cries.
Me.
Everybody. No, everybody
Yeah, it
cries.
is. Everybody goes
Yeah,
through
we,
it.
We
and
found that if you're doing between taking inventory and figuring out what your why, if you haven't cried during writing these things out, you didn't go deep enough. Everybody cries. I cried at my own. Like you go, oh. Like when you're in like the deepest, darkest parts of the stuff that you built your entire infrastructure and foundation on, and you realize that it's the saddest parts of who you are. You're gonna stir up the monsters in the closet,
and
it's tough. It's really tough at first.
Then it
but
becomes super empowering.
it becomes powerful because you
Yeah.
start being able to see, because of the thing that you kept hidden in the dark. It gives you opportunity to clean that out and make it so you can do whatever you
Man.
want.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of dark. People have some really tough backstories. And it's amazing to see people with some of the darkest stuff. The people are just evil to children, and people are bad to good people, and being able to see them pull themselves up and go, you know what? Screw that thing. You know, I'm taking my power back, and they do. And so it does make it so that it does change my view, because I've seen how much people have overcome, that I do believe that people have more control than they give themselves credit for, which is one of their choices, that I'm not in control. I'm not in control. But you're so much stronger than you even think you are. You know, and I think we get so caught up in the validation of the excuses that we use. I know that you've said multiple times, whenever you would say your excuses, the first thing you would do is be validated by others.
Always.
Like, I'm so busy. How do you do what you do already?
You are busy.
You are.
Yeah, I'm busier now than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, and you're making more progress now than you ever were when you were busy.
Yeah, it's true.
But you now take the time to work out. Now you take the time. You do your
It's
miles.
needed in order
you do your
to-
morning workouts.
Yeah.
What
juggle
happened?
it all.
What happened? Did more time open up in the day? What happened?
No.
No, you just...
No, we didn't. I just looked at everything differently. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Jen says, I was...
Talking about this tonight. Victim mentality versus I'm going to push through and be strong. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. Now, obviously, Jen, I know that when you talked about it, you had to go way deeper than that, because those are the bumper stickers that we see all the time. I'm not a victim. I'm going to push through. And my circumstances don't define me. These are the memes that we hit the heart button on whenever someone puts it up on Instagram.
Yeah. Can I share something on that?
I mean, I guess go ahead.
So this is kind of where like my heart has been lately, because this is relatable to exactly what she said, you know, and kind of where I'm at in through my progression development of other things. You know, I'm surrounded by this guy all the time.
Annoyingly.
Annoyingly, no kidding.
I challenge
A lot. He challenges me on a daily basis. I also do challenge him on a daily basis as well.
Yep.
Give it right back to you. But here's one thing that I will say, because in our situation, a lot of people, right? We see all these memes, we hear all this stuff. But I want you guys to think about this, and this is kind of where I'm at. But is the advice that I'm giving to other people, first, what I would be taking for myself, but also, is that the real authentic you? So what you say to yourself, is that truly what you believe? Or what do you what you share with other people? So if I say to Rick, you know what, I am 100% secure, I'm confident, I always feel good, and I have energy, right?
I'm a good person.
I'm a good person. That's a good one. But I know outside of this conversation, maybe I'm not as consistent as what I like to think that I am, the facade that I say. And that's something that I've been working through, that I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis. And what I say, am I leading by example, right? Do I believe the things that I say? and making sure that it's authentic, right? Because most people can read through that if you're being authentic or not. And so that's just something I wanted to put out there because it's something that I'm also doing right now too, is kind of checking myself as well and making sure I'm in line with what I say is also what I do, vice versa, because for a lot of people, it can waver quite often.
Well, it's a conversation people don't want to have.
Right.
People don't want to talk about. One thing I've noticed is whenever I ask the questions of what is a good person, a lot of times the people who are giving the answers loyalty and never lying and always being honest. And I'll be like, have you always told the truth? And they'll be like, no. I'll be like, have you ever been disloyal to somebody? Yes. I'll be like, by your own rules, you're not a good person.
Right.
Not my rules, by your rules. So why did those things become such a high value to you? Is it because somebody did them to you? And they'll go, oh, yeah,
Usually
those are the things
yeah.
that happened to me. And I'll be like, but you've done those to people too. Yeah, but
we don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to get into that. I'll be like, you got to.
Right.
It's part of the foundation that you've built. And to be able to knock it down and build a new one, you got to know it's there.
Absolutely.
And that's why the first thing that we do is break into awareness, because self-reflection is one of the hardest things to do, which is why the conundrum that you just proposed right there is probably going to be plaguing you for a minute until you want me to make you uncomfortable and help you work it out. Because that's a trickier one than you think. That one sucks.
It is tricky. You have to have a very high level of awareness.
It's advanced. That's an advanced one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. We've done that one, but it's that's an advanced one, and it's going to get uncomfortable before it gets better.
Absolutely.
But cheers to you. Ready when you are, hard ass. All right. So some of the questions that you had, do you want to get in anything different? Because it was kind of cute the way that you wrote down all these questions and then answered all the questions for me. So that was a cute interview.
I'm a horrible interviewee. Interviewer. I can't even do that right. Yeah, I had so many great questions.
Yeah.
And I answered every single one.
You did.
It's only because I'm passionate, justification. It's only because I'm passionate. Can you imagine if you spout out what that is before you do it? Like awareness, and then I speak, or justification, and then I speak?
I mean, you probably could at this point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Accountability, responsibility.
So, would you say, or let me ask you this question. Are you a coach for everyone?
Mm-mm. No. Something to be very, very open about is not everybody fits everybody. And I'm a very direct, straight shooter for what it is that we do. And if you're not ready to be challenged out of your comfort zone, if you're not ready to make a change, if you don't want anybody saying, do you see that it's right there? Now you can choose to do something different. If you need somebody who's going to be very soft and warm and hold you close and keep you nice and tight at night, like, I'm not your person. You can talk to Andrea, she'll help work you through some stuff. If you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, you want some shit to change now, and you're done doing the same patterns that you've done over and over again. If you watch what other people are doing and you don't like the results they're getting, if you need to do something different but you're in your own way and you're just ready to do something, I'm your person. Because I need people who are ready for action. Because if you're just putting your toe in the water, you're going to not get what you need to out of this. But if you're like, listen, I'm sick of this shit. I need things to be different. I'm tired of emotional eating. I'm tired of being the way that I look. I'm tired of feeling the way that I feel. I'm tired of not being able to do what I want with my kids. I'm tired of being the one that people make fun of. Like, I'm tired of being, Fat Larry or whatever people fight, Fat Mikey. Like, I'm tired of people calling me that. I want to make a change. Also, my health is starting to add up. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll make time for your sickness later. And people are going, I'm getting pre-diabetic. I'm starting to see health issues come up. I'm getting sicker and sicker. I need to change stuff because it's starting to notice. Like, I'm starting to notice it. Those people are the ones I want to work with. Anybody who needs very soft hands, and let's only talk about the way that you feel in your deepest of your heart. But I'll never challenge you will just go at your pace. You will hate me. You'll hate me very much. If you do what I say, you'll still do really well, but you won't like me at all through the process.
Right.
But if you want things to be different, you got to do something different. And that's those are the people who have had the most success. Anybody who dabbles always wipes themselves out. They quit because quitting is one of the options, and quitters will quit. And there are people who are done quitting, and the one thing they do quit is to quit quitting, and they kick ass. And you'll see a difference. So no, I am not for everybody.
So what does mindset training look like on a weekly basis? Like, how does it work?
You talking about the group or the one-on-ones?
Yeah, the group.
All right, the group ones are different. We've changed it up. What I was doing before was I was doing recordings with the group and then sending them the recording back. But what we found is a lot of people are used to more the, I don't want to say book club mentality where you read the book and then you come to the group and we talk about it. But it seems like it may be more impactful because we do have busy lives. And I'd rather give you a quick 15-minute topic to be able to really soak in, and then we break down how is it impacted and how can you use the tools. And so it's 2-part training. During the week, you'll watch some of the training videos and I'll send you questions, and then we go over how to apply it directly to your life in the group training. And literally, the reason why everything is evolving is all of the impact has come from people who are live on our group training.
Absolutely.
The videos are great and they'll give you good stuff, but you can watch a million motivational, like, wake up in the morning and kick some ass because you don't get too many days. And you'll be like, yeah, you're right. But it's when you really go like, all right, that's great, but I have this going on. And then you talk directly about what it is that you're going through. Then you go, oh, shit. That is what I do. Yeah, I know, there it is. There it is. And my favorite thing, and I've seen it with everybody who's stuck with the training, is when they go, oh yeah, that's me. And I'm like, yes, you see it. There it is. Yes. And that means you're taking your power back in the moment. The moment when, like, I remember we had the belief one and watching people go like, listen, I would love to, but I'm kind of bent right now in my life. I'm not really a full person. And I go, do you believe what you just said? And they go, oh, that's what I always say. And I'm like, if you believe it, then you're right. And they go, I got to stop saying these things about myself because that's what my belief system is on. And I'm like, now you see it applied to you. You watched the whole video and it didn't mean anything. But when you get to see that's the thing right there, you go, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Whoa. All the therapy, all the counseling, all the stuff I've went to, they didn't give me that peace where I'm the one making all the rules for my life. And I'm like, yes, you are. Everything is a choice. And the next time you see that person, they're more confident and stronger. And they say, the things that had me depressed and stuck in bed didn't get me this week. I caught myself before I fell in my own trap. And I'm like, how does that feel? Like, I believe I can do it because I've changed what I believe. And I'm like, oh,
yes,
so strong.
So good.
It was always there. It was always there. Now you see it. And that's the difference. That's a different thing. So that's
so good.
We got Sandy. Regrettably, the internet keeps going out here, so we'll have to watch it tomorrow. Yeah, well, hey.
Good night, Sandy.
Good night, Sandy, you badass warrior. Sandy is a warrior.
She's wonderful.
She's one of the amazing warrior women. Good night, Sandy. You rock, girl. So, good questions. Let's see, where are we at right now? 48 minutes.
Let's take some questions. What questions do you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about this. We're on the inside of it. I would love to hear more from you guys, or even fire off a question.
Yeah.
And then maybe do you want to like give the caveat to like best question or the person who wants this the most? Like, how do you want to do? Because you mentioned that there would be a giveaway or a prize.
Yeah, there's going to be a prize for. We didn't talk about what we're going to do. A free. What do you want to do?
We can do. You did mention you were going to do a session. Okay, we didn't mention what a session is. So.
Yeah.
I feel like I will dedicate a one-on-one session I'll give an hour session for somebody, whoever can say either have the best questions or who wants it the most, who can give us the most compelling reason why they should get it. Then we'll do that. And if nobody does, it just means we've got more work to do to let people know how much this changes people's lives, because we have testimonials that people can say, damn.
Yes, Lisa.
Yes, we do have it as
Please do.
gifts. Yes. Actually, just about everything we have a gift option, and if not, we'll honor your gifts. So yes, you can do every service that we have as a gift. We have everything is available as a gift. We have multiple people in Jamming Excuses and some of our other stuff that are gifted to them.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty awesome option. So yes.
I'm actually giving this as a gift this year for Christmas.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they like it.
They're gonna love it. They're not gonna like it, they're gonna love it. Jen, good question. When you have numerous issues you need to work through, how do you decide which one to tackle first? Awesome question.
Good question. Our one of our first videos, and the first stuff that we get into, and the first topic is there's two pieces that you need to be able to tackle any problem, which is you have to be able to identify what it is by raising your level of awareness of what it is, and then take inventory of what's the situation you start off with. And if you say, I've got 3 or 4 things plaguing me, when you break down, these are my 3 or 4 things, then it makes it easier because it's no longer all of it at once. Now you start going, I'm working on this one now. I'm working on this one next. I'm working on this one. And if you have to work on all of them at once, the biggest trick is to be able to identify your reason why you need to get rid of them. And we just go through each step. And there's multiple steps. Then it all depends on which issues they are, because some you'll see is just, oh, there's the answer. And some you got to work through the stages. Mm-hmm. And it just depends on the severity of them. But it's a good question. How you know what to work through first? I show you the way, you walk the path. I can't do it for you because you don't learn anything if I just give you the answers. You have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Also, just here's so you guys can know, if you're going to hear people talk about coaching, here's a telltale sign if someone's a good coach or not. If they just tell you the answer and just want to tell you like, oh yeah, you just do this, oh yeah, you just do this, that's not your coach. Your coach is going to ask you questions to help you uncover it for yourself, because if I just tell you the answer, you don't figure it out. But if I help you peel back the layers that get you to your own answer, and you're the one who's like, yeah, but this thing, well then what? Well, I'm thinking this, and then what? And then this thing, and they go, oh shit. If you can dig in yourself and you figure it out, that's a good coach. Mm-hmm. Because now it's no longer just giving you answers. Now you figured it out. And it makes you so much more in control than just someone going, that's your problem, you have codependency issues. And you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, so I'm going to work.
Won't stick.
Yeah, you know, but if you go like, yeah, well, the reason why is because I need somebody who's always going to be there. I can never be alone, and I'll go through the most horrible abuse just to not be alone. And you go, do you see it? And they go, oh, shit. Like, right. That's the moment. That's what we work for, is to have you dig into yourself and figure it out. And that's the thing. So let's see. I tried to get overwhelmed or uncomfortable and shut down or give up. So she said, I tried, and I get overwhelmed, I get uncomfortable and shut down. And the reason why, Jen Hardy, and here's the number one reason why, is it's borderline impossible for us to do this ourselves.
Yep.
It just really is. I have trouble doing it to myself. When she does her own, it's very different. But when we'll take the questions and we'll use them on each other, mm-hmm. and it's a completely different outcome than if you use the questions on yourself. We have natural defense mechanisms we've created for years designed to protect us from ourselves.
I'll easily find something else to do.
Very, very, very important what I just said. You have defense mechanisms that you created for safety, protection. They keep you protected from the cold of the evil, evil world, which is your perception of what things are. And that's the thing that stops you from going too deep, because it starts getting into hurt. Right. Now, when somebody else challenges you to get in a little further, you'll go further than you would have, and you'll go, I didn't even know that was the thing. And I'd be like, it's because you would have stopped a long time ago. When it gets uncomfortable, and don't you dare underestimate the power of being uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable's great.
People bail on uncomfortable. It's weird, I'm out. Like, uncomfortable is almost worse than getting beat up in some cases. I watch people like freak out far more.
Yeah.
And so, like, just catch yourself in these moments, because there's no way you can almost do it on your own. You have to have somebody who can challenge you to go 1, 2, even 3 levels deeper than you would ever gone on your own. And that's not your fault. That's the way we're wired. That's the way we are. We have to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing. You're not a freak, or you're not a weirdo for it.
It's normal.
That's
yeah,
normal.
We all go through that.
We all
Absolutely.
have those. Life shits on us. That's part of it.
Tammy says, I'm like Jen, and I get frustrated and quit.
Yep.
It's common.
Who inspired you to do this, and what was your toughest obstacle to overcome? Damn, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
Who inspired me to do this? To be honest, I was, well, not to be honest, to be open about what it was, I was hanging out at Eric Randall's place in Kentucky when he first moved there many years ago. And I recognized all these patterns happening. I kept seeing them. This had to be 6 years ago. And I kept seeing pattern. I was catching it. And my level of awareness was constantly being challenged and improved by myself. And it got to the point where I would meet new people and almost like identify what their thing was and finish their sentence for them and go, let me guess, you and your partner are doing this, then they do this, and you respond with this, and then they say this, and now you're doing this thing, and then you're on defense, and you start saying these things, and you make all these things where you want to run for the hills as fast as you can. And they're like, do you have a camera at our place? And I'm like, no, you're doing classic pattern stuff right now. This happens all the time. And they're like, how do you know that about us? That's exactly the thing. Are you reading our messages? How do you know this? And that's when the conversation came up where someone says, you should write a book about this. And I was like, I have no interest in writing a book. I have zero interest in writing a book at all. And I remember sitting, I was visiting Eric in Kentucky, and I was laying on this couch, and I was going to bed. And I was sitting there going, can I really write a book on this? And it was hours. I was just laying there going, I could do a chapter on this, a chapter on this. I have enough for a book. And I decided that I was going to write a book. And at the time I was living in Virginia, and I started writing the book then. And it took years to finish this thing. And I did a lot of interviews and did a lot of awareness training and started getting into some deep stuff. And that created the Everything is a Choice book. And I'm a visionary, a dreamer, a creator. This is my skills. And so then I started working on Just a Mile a Day, because when I would train people at the time, I also saw that was happening. And I started going, the physical aspect is still a psychological game, and we got to beat that. How do we beat, don't do an hour of cardio, don't do this? Well, that's where that started going in, but that is mind and body, and these both work together. So to be able to do the mindset training for how to go through this book, because the book is written indifferently.
Right.
This is a very important thing about this. I should go grab one of the books. This is a very important thing about the Everything is a Choice book. It is zero preachy. I do not tell anyone how to live. I just let you know your options are different. And it's more powerful that way, because I would want you to be able to choose good or bad. That's your options. You don't have to do good. And people mistake me. You're the good choices guy, right? I'm like, I am not the good choices guy. I'm the Everything is a Choice guy. If you want to be an asshole, that's one of the options. If you want to suck at life, that's an option. If you want to treat people terribly, that's an option. But if you want to be great, that's an option. If you want to go towards your dreams, that's an option. If you want to fight for goals and become an inspirer or a motivator for other people, that's an option. If you want to sit there and self-wallow, that's an option. If you want to become a victorious warrior, as Selena said, that's an option. Mm-hmm. It's not my place to tell you how to live your life, but I do help you know that it is your choice how you live your life. And some people just need to be able to see how to do it, because now there's blogs up, there's podcasts up, there's other people's blogs up, and things are coming out to help other people get through tough times that never would have existed if they didn't see it for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good question.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to you. Good question, Lisa.
She asked what obstacles.
What obstacles? Let's see. Getting uncomfortable is the greatest gift you can give yourself. She said, what obstacles have I had to overcome? I only laugh because...
My answer? No.
Yeah, I mean, feel free. What obstacles have I not had to overcome? If I have to be very open, and Andrea's working with me on this one a lot, I'm still a human being. And we all go through difficult things. I'm still human. And because of the way that we're brought up in life and the things that we go through, we still carry over our own bits and pieces of things we have to keep working through. And if I have to be very open and candid about my biggest, darkest thing that hurts me the most, is it's really just maintaining the idea of having belief in myself. I have been told that there's no reason to believe in myself. I'm never going to be worth anything. I'm not good enough. You're just a regular old guy. There's nothing special about you. You're not going to do anything to help anybody. So what do you just go to work and shut up? And that's the lines you're told, you know, and as a guy, I'll be real. People don't really want to hear about our feelings. They don't. They want to go like, oh, that guy's going to cry. That sounds great. Let's embrace him. They go, ugh, suck it up, buttercup. Cowboy up. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to listen to what we're at, so we repress and we push down all these feelings and we act stoic and tough and nothing can bother me. But really, sometimes we're screaming inside, and I think that's the thing that I struggle with is I know that what I'm creating is really good, but I still struggle with the belief in myself and my leadership and my ability to be able to be good enough to be able to help people to get out of their own way, to be able to reach the goals that they would love to see for themselves. And if I can give them the vehicle to do so, but I don't drive very well, that's on me. And so it challenges my doubt and challenges my belief constantly. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that because doubt creeps in on all of us. I think that that's the thing that we always fight, in being able to have our own internal emotional intelligence / awareness on what it is that we're fighting. When we're in the moment, it doesn't take us over for months, it can take us over for hours. And we go, there that bastard is, not today. And you start practicing to do the things that break you out of your funk.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest obstacle, is believing in myself, because there's so much that you do to help people, but you don't get the results. And social media is such a bunch of shit right now, because you see these people who are, I'm a bajillionaire. I just went on Amazon and just sold Amazon and I'm a cajillionaire. Do you want to be like me? I'm 16. And you're like, dude, I've been working my ass off for years. You're the benchmark now? What am I doing in my life? Like, there's so much stuff to create doubt, that to believe in yourself, no matter how hard you work, how good of a parent you are, no matter how much you're there for other people, doubt is always trying to creep in on you to make you feel not good enough.
Yeah.
So I struggle with it too. No matter what benchmarks I hit for being in shape, no matter how much I complete a program, no matter how many lives I help improve, and they tell me this changed my life and I am so much better for it, thank you, thank you, thank you. I still have the same thing where I'm like, oh, is this really working? Am I doing the right thing?
Yes.
And
is always the answer.
It is. The answer ends up being yes when you break into it, and it's just those struggles are still there. The things we have to kill out from our past will try to creep up. It's just the awareness that we have to say, not today. That's our choice. Mm-hmm. Watching with my grandbaby, she said, you can also be a champion. Out of the mouths of babes, she says. Absolutely.
Oh, cute.
You can also be a champion.
Oh, that's sweet.
In this case,
she's right.
Here's our
Cheers
screenshot of the night.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And you can also be a champion.
So, and I just want to speak about that really quickly, and then we'll take a couple more questions, and probably we'll wrap up soon. Mm-hmm. But just in the topic of men, right? Because to your point, women aren't the only ones that are going through this. Men are also going through this. And
Very
the more
much.
that we're involved in this group, and more people and more men you know, I'm even becoming more aware of what men are going through too.
Yeah, it's a weird time for us.
It's very much a situation where they feel like they can't talk about things, you know, and so we do have a separate group for just men, a mindset group for only men. So that way they do have an outlet, because we felt like it was important to keep them separate from the women, because they go through different issues.
Very different. Guys and girls are very different.
That male to male support. So if you know any men that may need this too, highly recommended.
And I saw Tony, you said you're still interested, and
right.
I would love to have you and your guys join. I really would. I did create the entire guys program, and I'm ready for the guys to be able to do this. I know that the tough thing is with this stuff, and let's be real, guys are not taught to be vulnerable, and it's unfortunate because people say guys should be vulnerable. That's the right thing, but we're often very we get negative reception whenever we open up vulnerability. We really do. And some people are like, you're a hero, you're so courageous. But that seems to be only in specific settings, because you can't be vulnerable when you first meet a woman, because they'll go like, oh, I mean, like, yeah, you seem like a sweet guy, but I don't want to be with you. You know, like, it's difficult because we're reinforced in different ways, and while you may not be the person who says those things, it's a very common thing out there. You can't just go meet a woman and go, I cry so hard at stuff, and they go, ew. So you can't be vulnerable. I need to be my rock. I need to be strong. I need you to protect me. I need you to guide. You know, the list, and we have a video called in mindset training, What Women Want, and it gets into those things where it goes, what is it that you give a prerequisite for men versus what do you give to yourself as your prerequisite, and then realize how do you gauge your choices on your specifications of what the requirements to dating are, or being with somebody, or what your marriage are, and is it fair? How's it look? Do you agree with your own rules now that you look at them? It's a tricky thing. It's so tricky that I forgot the question. Actually, I'll scroll up.
No, it was I asked you.
Oh, what was it?
We were just talking about men.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would worry about them. I mean, because there's a million women's support groups. There really are. There's so many, but there's just not any for guys. And male suicide rate is astronomically high because there's just nowhere for guys to go. And that is concerning. It is concerning, and you see a lot of these big, crazy movements that are happening until they have their sons involved, and they go, oh, geez, this isn't good. This isn't good. And so for our kids, for our men, for the guys that we love, like, we have to have a place for them to be able to have their own outlet. And that's why we're creating that. But women too. Women do so much better in the group setting. Women have their own strengths, and so it's good to have both of them have their place. But they are not the same. It's not the same thing.
So Tammy asked, does your book, Everything is a Choice, come with a mindset program? Great question.
It will, starting on the 1st. Yes.
2 days.
Yes, in 2 days. We are changing everything over. The new mindset training program is going to be upgraded, coming on the 1st. Tammy, what I'm going to suggest to you is the pricing is going to go up in 2 days. If you purchase the mindset training on justamileaday.com right now, under the mindset training thing, you will save yourself an easy $300.
Yep.
Yes, I said that. You'll save easy $300 if you purchase our mindset training for the next class before the 1st. We have been saying stuff about this. Not a lot of people have been paying attention. We are trying to tell people, if you buy Jam the Excuses now, you will save a ton of money on that, because we will not change the pricing when they go up on the 1st. And Mindset Training, you will save $300 if you purchase it before the 1st.
Yep.
This is important. I want people to save money and still get the program.
I'm going to purchase my gift before then.
Yeah, you really should. You really should. It's a computer, so you have to do that.
I'm going to do that. All right. Great question. Okay, so any other questions, you guys?
Yeah, this was a crazy one.
It's good. Yeah. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you, too. You handled so many of those questions. Good job. Oh,
getting stronger, too.
You're so strong. You've been doing warrior workouts. Mercy.
Have mercy.
Have mercy. All right, guys. So, Wine Wednesday. These are good questions, and we do appreciate it very much. Yeah, we've got some good questions going on with these. But Tammy, I know that you've been on the fence. Get off the fence. Get off the jam fence. Just go on. Just
tell them about
you,
Tammy.
Yeah,
just Sandy.
Just jump in. You won't regret it. The people who stick around have had amazing impact, and we're going to be raising a lot more awareness before the 12th for this, because more people need to get involved in order to make a difference for people. The choices are everywhere, and we need people to know that they have a damn chance. I think that right now the biggest thing that's going on is people are so lonely and disconnected and struggling with how many things are happening, and then social media is reinforcing all these negative things, and we're going through so many changes so fast that we got to be able to find a way to adapt, and there's nobody talking about it. They just go, deal with it. We're going through it too. Like, nobody's working with each other.
No. We're all in our silos.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough. So we're going to help people through it.
Okay, so we're going to pick a winner.
I'll let you choose the winner. They all seem so far all the people.
This is so tough. I hate to be the one that picks. But I will say my person that I'm going to pick for their 1 hour mindset training is going to be Tammy.
You're choosing Tammy?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Still sign up for the series, yeah. Tammy, but I'm choosing her. Her and I have been talking. She's new to the group. Her and I have been talking about her signing up, and I think this is going to be a great start for you. And welcome to the group. Thanks for being on our live, supporting us tonight. Okay. And I will reach out to you to discuss a time and date that will work best with his schedule. His schedule is filling up quickly with some one-on-one appointments. So I want to make sure that we get you in and scheduled, and
sign up for the group thing still, Tammy. Yeah. Like, still sign up for the group thing. This is going to be bonus on top of that. And so I want you to be able to get a couple of the base foundations things in, because I think that after we go through the first 2, your one-on-one will be 1,000 times more impactful. And I really want you to be able to go, oh, damn, now I see. And it may even be after that you're struggling on the first 2, because that's what everybody does. And I can help you through those. And it is incredibly powerful when you work with me on these. If it's just you and me sitting in there, you already know what it's like to have the teacher just sitting with you. All of a sudden, you get the math problems, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's crazy strong. So I'm very proud of you. Good stuff.
Yeah, so good. And congratulations. And for those of you guys that maybe didn't win tonight, if you guys have questions regarding mindset training, direct questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself. I can answer any questions you guys have. If you are looking at doing more one-on-one coaching with Rick, I am the scheduler for that.
We do not have a lot of spots for that, because we are running Just a Mile a Day, Jamie Excuses, Warrior Month, Everything is a Choice, Mindset Training. We're doing group trainings. I only have a few openings left for one-on-ones, because I do get very in. So reach out to her so she can schedule it the right way. There's not a lot of space, so I only have a few spots for that. So I want you guys
make sure we get you guys in.
Get in. That's the program that Andrea started with, and it changed everything.
Changed my life.
Seriously. I do want you guys to be able to get a chance to be able to say, I want to grab one of those spots. There's only a few left.
Yeah.
So
good. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Believe in you.
Good stuff. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out how big her heart is, remember to breathe.online. If you go into the announcements under Just a Mile a Day in the group, you will find her blog. Check out some of her story, and you'll go, damn, this woman is strong, because everybody does.
You're sweet. Thank you.
So I'm excited to be able to see more of that. She's always going to be adding to it, and some of the stories she's going to tell are pretty... I think you're going to agree that they're pretty intense. And you go, man, I can relate to this woman. So
thank you.
Check it out in our announcements, or remember to breathe.online.
Awesome.
Right. I feel pretty
good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks you guys for being on with us tonight.
All right. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for joining us on another Wine Wednesday, in which case, If you haven't gone on yet, go to justamileday.com, grab up some of our stuff before our price changes. We have an incredible amount of changes, and anything that you purchase now will be automatically upgraded on the 1st to whatever the better programs are going to be.
Incredible, yeah.
We're adding so much. You will get automatically upgraded, but no price change. Last time I'm saying it, massive upgrade, no price change. So check it out, justamileday.com, and then if any of your friends or family haven't jumped in yet for I Can't Wait for the Holidays or Ben Pearson's 100 Challenge, get people to join Just a Mile a Day. And they're going to be like, well, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? And it's easy. You look them dead in their eye. You stare them straight in the retina and you say, you get off the jam couch.
And do the jam thing.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
All right.